If you're traveling Thailand during rainy season, I'm gonna be telling you today if that's worth it, what rainy season is actually like, and what you can expect if you're coming to the country during the famed monsoon season. And this is from somebody who's lived here for 5 years. Let's get to it. In short, some days it's like this. Sometimes it's like this, but it usually doesn't last like this for very long. But you do have to be prepared.
Thailand's rainy season starts in May and goes all the way through the end of October, with the wettest months being August and September. Now, during rainy season, it doesn't mean that it rains all day, every day, but it also doesn't mean that it's not gonna rain, right? So some days it'll be absolutely beautiful and we will see the sun out for 3 weeks and not a drop falls. And there will be some months, for example, like in September, where we won't see the sunshine for 3 weeks. For the most part though, I would say it'll rain really hard for between 10 minutes to about 2 hours. The sun will come out, or maybe it'll stay a little cloudy, and then you can go on about your day. With that said, I've seen all kinds of weather, especially down here in Krabi. Some days it'll be sunny outside and it'll literally be raining as you're staring at the blue sky and sunshine above you. Some days are just cloudy and meh, and no matter what you do during the day, not even a drop will fall, but it'll just overall be icky. Also, something to consider is that even if it is not actively raining in Thailand, you need to make sure that you look at the ocean before hopping on any of your boat tours. The ocean here during rainy season can get quite turbulent, and instead of the beautiful emerald green and crystal clear waters that you might expect about coming to Thailand, it'll typically be brown, angry, and murky. So make sure that you are looking at the oceanic conditions before going on a boat tour. Another tip that I really want to share with you is that the boat driver's comfortability for these boat tours may not be your own. You have to keep in mind, these people were born and raised in Thailand and they are on these boats day in and day out. And we have been on our fair share of sketchy boats. As a matter of fact, one time we were on our way to Railay Beach and it destroyed my laptop because the waves were so big and nobody stopped the boat from going out. And to be honest, I genuinely believed that we were gonna capsize that day.
And then you make it to this side of the bay, and it just looks like, oh, super happy ocean. You guys didn't just almost die on the way here, no big deal.
There was another time that we were on our way from Koh Phangan to Koh Tao during a typhoon that we just did not know was happening because obviously we didn't speak Thai then. We ended up getting caught in a dangerous boat ride that left us more scared and nervous than it was worth.
I am never doing this again.
I'm never doing this again. To be honest, I wish I would have just stayed on KP that day. So with that said, make sure that you look at the ocean, and if it looks like a sketchy day to be out on a boat and you don't feel comfortable or you have very valuable things on you, just don't go on the boat tour. Don't count on the boat drivers to cancel the boats. As a matter of fact, back in 2018, around 40 Chinese tourists and the tour operators died when a boat sank in the Andaman Sea because the tourists were really pushing the boat drivers to go out during a bad storm. Everybody drowned. Now, things like that don't happen all of the time in Thailand, but that just goes to show you need to choose your own judgment over the boat drivers. Now for what to do if it is raining and you're here in Thailand. Thankfully, there are loads of things that you can do when you come here. If you're in Bangkok, going to any one of the malls, Siam Paragon, MBK, Siam Discovery, are all great options to escape from the rain. Also, something that you can do is get a massage or just stay at home and relax. Thailand during rainy season is just a different kind of beautiful. If you're in Chiang Mai, you can go to Maya Mall or any one of the other malls that you can visit. Sometimes they have like a cute petting zoo in the bottom floor. They have exhibits, and you can just kind of hang out where you're not really bothered by the rain. If you're in Phuket, you have Central Floresta and a bunch of other indoor shopping malls that you can enjoy and relax away from the rain. And if you're in Krabi, we have Big Lotus in Krabi Town. That is a big, it's not a shopping mall, but it's like, there's a Moshi Moshi, there's a major Cineplex, there's an arcade, and you can also get a taste for what local Thais do on a weekend. If you are wondering whether you should come and whether it's still worth coming to Thailand during rainy season, it really depends on you, and you need to ask yourself some really serious questions. A, How long are you traveling here for? Is it 4 days? Is it 2 weeks? Is it 6 weeks? Because it doesn't usually rain, again, outside of September, it doesn't usually rain every single day. So if you have time to wait for a beautiful day to enjoy a boat tour, I actually like the beautiful days during rainy season in Thailand better than the beautiful days during high season. And actually, this is because during high season, it can get really, really hot here, and it can also get a little hazy. Even in the south, even if you're not just going to Chiang Mai, the months of March can get pretty hazy, and April, very hazy here down in the south. They'll be burning in Cambodia and other countries, and it'll fly in and come through the wind, and it'll be hazy and kind of hard to breathe here. It'll also be really hot. March and April are super duper hot months in Thailand. So a positive of the rainy season is that obviously it's not as hot. You get cooler days, the air is super clean, there are less crowds, and you can actually find things way cheaper. As a matter of fact, accommodations are oftentimes between 40 and 50% less expensive during the rainy season. And you can literally check this on Agoda right now. You can go and check the prices for a hotel starting November 1st. And some hotels will go from, $40 during the low season all the way up to $80, $90 during the high season. And so if you're a flexible traveler, you can really take advantage of some good deals, some better weather, and less crowds if you come during the rainy season. With that said, you need to remain flexible. Are you a flexible traveler? Will you be absolutely ruined if you come to Thailand and you're here for 7 days and it rains all 7 days? That's something that you also need to take into account, because if your dreams of coming to Thailand were to just spend your entire time on Koh Phi Phi, doing island tours, going to Railay Beach, and you're only coming for 7 days and during the rainy season, you may want to reschedule your flights, because we do get rain. There hasn't been a single rainy season where it's been sunshine and rainbows the entire season. The majority of the time, we do get rain for at least some part of the day. And so if you're really dead set on going to all of these islands and snorkeling and having perfect visibility during diving season, you want to make sure that you switch your flights to after November or December or January. January is actually my favorite time to come and travel to Thailand. But when we were backpackers, we came and did the Emerald Pool, Khao Sak National Park, visited Phuket, and we've done, basically all of the videos that we've done in Thailand were all filmed during Thailand's rainy season. Given we had long stays in Thailand where we weren't dependent on, 7 days of good weather and pre-booked tours to enjoy our trip. So think about how long you're staying here, how flexible you are, and what it is that you want to do. There's way more to do in Bangkok during the rain than there is to say, in Krabi. Especially in Bangkok, you have the BTS that you can leverage to get around the entire city without worrying about getting wet. Because the BTS is all undercover, and to get into the malls is also a covered pavilion, it may be raining, but it may not affect you at all. So think about also where you're going, how long you're gonna be staying here, how long your trip is, and what it is that you wanna do. Now, if you've booked flights for September and you are not somebody who likes the rain, I really do recommend that you switch your flight. If you're open to the rainy weather, Thailand's a really different kind of beautiful during the rain. Sometimes the monsoon rain is coming down so hard, I can barely hear my husband right next to me. And that to me is very peaceful.
The water's super hot on our back, and then the rain is so cold.
And the raindrops are so heavy, they're falling in my eyeballs. Look at this.
But if you're coming here for a beach holiday or a beach vacation and you're hoping and praying for sunny weather, September is not the time to come. Some other things you want to consider is that if you are looking at any weather app, particularly the one on your iPhone, that one is not always going to be the most accurate. Oftentimes, if you're trying to plan your vacation, especially if you're going from Chiang Mai into the south and you look at that weather app, it's gonna say that it's raining every single day. And that is honestly not true. There have even been times where I'm looking outside, it's a sunny day, and the weather app says it's gonna rain today. And we may not get a single drop. So we do check AccuWeather for the most current weather conditions, but even that, it's not 100% accurate. The weather here changes very, very quickly. It could be a beautiful sunny day and 30 seconds later, it'll be pouring down rain, and 10 minutes later, the sun will be out and it'll be hot.
An extra value about rainy season is that when it rains and then the sun comes out, you get a steam room. So it's like, buy a trip to Thailand, get a free steam session.
And now, don't get me wrong, I love rainy season in Thailand, but I don't want to hype it up too much. It is harder to get around, so if you're somebody who's planning on being on a motorbike here, we've taken many a spill during our motorbike days during the rain. Even if you're an experienced driver, you can't account for the weather conditions. Oftentimes there's flooding, you know, it's slippery, you're gonna be wet, sometimes the rain is pelting you in the eyeballs, and those are things that, you know, you really don't wanna be on two wheels for. So if you're planning on coming to Thailand and getting around only on a motorbike, rainy season's gonna be a little bit more difficult for you to do that during. Also, as much as I love rainy season, it can look a little meh. You know, there are weeks that, again, we don't see the sunshine and maybe we don't get any rain, but it is just cloudy and meh. Which, again, if you're here for 6 weeks or here for 3 weeks, it's not a problem because then, again, you're gonna get that 1 or 2 or 7 beautiful sunny days that are way more beautiful than the ones that you would see during high season. And you would get it at a fraction of the price and with nobody here. But you could also get unlucky. So I want you to have realistic expectations when you are coming here during rainy season, because chances are you will get rain. It's just a matter of when. Now, if you're watching this video and I've left you with just way more questions and answers, I actually have a quiz on my website that asks you a bunch of questions about your trip and whether coming in rainy season is the best decision for you. And it comes down to those questions that I already talked to you about. Are you flexible? How long is your trip? What are you planning on doing? How are you planning on getting around? But this will give you a more definitive answer. Also, if you're coming during rainy season, you're gonna wanna be prepared with the right things to pack. And after, you know, living here for 5 years and coming here on multiple trips to Thailand before finally moving to paradise, we have a packing list that you can see all of the things that you will need to travel light in this country. So make sure that you click that video over there. I actually have a free downloadable packing list that'll cover all of the things that you need. And rest assured, if you forget anything, for example, you know, mosquito spray or a rain jacket or an umbrella, hotels usually provide an umbrella for you. There are rain jackets at 7-Eleven for about $1 a piece, and you can find mosquito spray just about anywhere here in Thailand and extremely affordable. So again, you will be prepared with all of this information. Make sure that if you are confused and you don't know if you want to do rainy season in Thailand, take the quiz down below. If you are for sure coming, whether it's during rainy season and during high season, my packing list is going to have you fully covered. Make sure you download the free packing list so that you can follow along during the video. And as always, if you have any questions, make sure that you drop them down in the comment section below and I will respond to you personally. On that note, if you found this video helpful, make sure that you give it a thumbs up. Click the subscribe button down below for more useful information for your trip to Thailand and other trips around Southeast Asia. And I will see you on our next adventure. Bye.